It comes ahead of the release next month of a highly anticipated military report on what the Pentagon calls unidentified aerial phenomena. The man who posted the footage is documentary filmmaker Jeremy Corbell. He joins me now. Jeremy, good evening. The footage is incredible. And retired NASA astronaut Scott Kelly told CNN last week he thinks it's sort of an optical illusion, quote, maybe combined with some military flight tests of some unmanned aerial vehicles. What do you say to that? What do you say to skeptics?
No, that's a data-poor perspective, unfortunately, and we have such a data-rich environment at this time about UFOs, which are unidentified. And as you said yourself, the Pentagon has confirmed the footage that I have obtained and released.
Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secureteam. We have a lot to cover today. I'm going to try to get through it here, from UFO videos, mystery sounds, and more. And I want to get this out of the way first because it's pretty much pointless and a waste of our time, but New York Times article, among many others, stating that many of the UFOs that were spoken about in the Pentagon UFO report that, if you guys remember, was released last year, you know, everyone was up in arms, holding their breath for this thing to come out, and I told everyone it was going to be a big nothing burger. And of course it was when it came out, where in the like 7 or 8 page report, if that, they talked about around 145, 144 UFO cases that had occurred with American military personnel, Air Force pilots, things like that, and how they were all unexplained, pretty much all of them. And if you've been around the last 5 years, you know, they slowly drip fed us these grainy infrared videos taken from the FLIR cameras on American fighter jets of something being caught on camera. And I don't know if it's just me, but are you guys sick of seeing this same 5-year-old footage? You know, whether it's Go Fast or Tic Tac or what have you. This stuff's 5 years old, and I'm just tired of seeing the same thing, video or photo. And most of it has been debunked by now already. Almost all of the videos that were released through Jeremy Corbell are natural phenomena, give or take maybe 1 or 2 of the clips. And the government has been planning to do this from the beginning. I'm not going to go too far into this, but if you followed me for any extended amount of time, you know that I've been in this game for a decade on YouTube, longer beyond that. I've met the who's who's, Bob Lazar, Corbell, Stephen Greer. You can find their interviews on the channel if you head over and search. And I know what the game is when it comes to the government. You know, they spent 70, 80 years ridiculing the UFO narrative, only to suddenly 5 years ago come out with Tom DeLonge, you know, Louis Elizondo, and act like UFOs were totally from some sort of off-world source, you know, totally alien and extraterrestrial in nature. And then we get articles like this, where they suddenly flip the script and say, hey, yeah, you know those videos that we published 4 or 5 years ago, and you know that UAP report we published last year? Well, now we just want to let you know that most of that stuff and most of those UFOs we, you know, we're investigating were nothing but either foreign Chinese spy drones or airborne trash, as stated in the title of the article, or space junk, and things like that. And there's nothing to see here. Move on. Sorry for wasting your time. This is what the government does. They twist things around so much, and they set this up from the beginning to take control of the narrative, leak a bunch of videos that they knew were not alien in nature, and to the public at large, by reverse psychology and this little game they're playing, and with reports like this, try to convince the public that, yeah, we studied it, and remember those 5 years we were acting as if it was, an alien landing or invasion was imminent. Well, it's actually just drones and space junk, so nothing to see here. You guys can head over and read the New York Times article talking about this. There's supposed to be a new UFO report coming this week around Monday, and like I said last year, I will not hold my breath. And while there are drones from foreign places spying on us, and there is space junk that comes into our atmosphere, I'd like to see the government discussing even one of the videos or cases that I have posted on this channel, one of the tens of thousands of amazing UFO cases and sightings people have sent me, and tell me that everything is just a foreign drone or a piece of junk re-entering the atmosphere. So let's get to some real news, and we have it all today.
For the last several days, neighbors in and around Stone Oak have been trying to solve a mystery. Residents there are reporting a mysterious noise they're hearing late at night. Some describing it as an explosion, random fireworks, or loud booms being heard in the late night hours. We asked KENS 5 reporter Alicia Nieves to see what she could find out. Alicia?
ECs have been working on this all day, been making a lot of calls to try and crack this case. Exactly what are neighbors hearing between 10 at night and 4:30 in the morning?
Able to track down the noise, neighbors went to next door to find answers. One resident writes, "Does anyone hear the thunder-like noises coming from close to Oak Meadow?" Several respond yes, saying it sounds like blasting, fireworks, or booms. So we started digging. First, we looked at a map of the area to see if there was any obvious location that could be making a racket that was keeping neighbors up at night. We started with Camp Bullis, thinking maybe they were running late-night drills.
This is Alicia Nieves calling with KENS 5.
But a quick call to Joint Base San Antonio, they let us know they're not making a peep after dark. Then our attention turned to nearby quarries. Stone Oak is sandwiched between two of them. We called the owner of both, and we're waiting to hear back. There's another quarry just west, down 1604. They told us they stop working at 5 p.m. and don't start again until 6:30 in the morning. We did check with San Antonio Fire and Police to see if they've investigated any reports. Fire officials said no. We're waiting to hear back from police.
So we've done a lot of digging, but we still have not solved this noisy mystery. We're going to stay on this. If you think you believe you know what this sound could be, just shoot me an email, anieves@kens5.com.
So here's something that I haven't spoken about probably in the last month or two, but as you are seeing these mystery booms being heard in the skies across the globe have continued. They've never stopped. And so I was sent an email from a viewer who also heard these mystery sky rumblings or hums relating to this newest developing story out of San Antonio, Texas. For any of you who are new, or even if you've been with me forever, I promise you, you will not remember all of the cases and videos that I have done that surround the mystery boom phenomenon. But if you head over to my main channel page and you open up the search bar there and just type in booms, mystery sky noises, you will get a list of past videos I've done on this subject. And it's not just occurring in one specific area, one specific country, or point in the sky or in space. This is a global phenomenon heard in our skies, almost as if there's a diesel truck cloaked in the sky above your house, to the point where it not only annoys you all day, but it rattles your windows and your doors and your furniture, and the local police don't know what it is. Local military bases have no idea what's happening, and it's just a total mystery. So did any of you guys in this area hear this or capture footage, or have you had your own encounter with these sounds? Send me an email, and if you have footage of it, upload that footage to YouTube and then email me the link to that video so I can download it and analyze it. Next, also sent in by a viewer, and he says in his email, quote, "I'm from Arizona, and from the time I've spent here, I've never seen anything like this. I managed to grab a picture from my iPhone while driving, and right before the sun was about to go down. Any ideas on what it can be?" And so a beautiful photo taken from his phone here, still shot. And while I'm looking at this and I saw it, a lot of people send in really cool shots of clouds, as in this picture. If not for the beauty alone, we have this awesome view of the Arizona skies after the sun has gone down, and then we have this almost saucer-shaped cloud here, right at the end with this beautiful baby blue glow to it. And then what struck me was this massive trail, you could say, coming off or trailing off of this saucer-shaped cloud, and it's, both of them are this very, very light baby blue color and, just beautiful. And to me, it looks like one of the traditional metallic flying saucer, Bob Lazar sport model like UFOs passing through the sky, blazing a trail behind it. And so I want to say thanks to the viewer who sent that in. And if you watch my last video, you'll know that when it comes to the clouds, looks can certainly be deceiving because not everything is a cloud, as seen from the footage in my last video. So go and check that out if you haven't yet, where we show some pretty amazing footage reminiscent of that new UFO horror film Nope. And today I even have some more footage of what appear to be unknown objects that are in our skies masquerading as clouds, but that move differently than any of the other surrounding clouds in the sky. And so here is another clip of yet another one of these single clouds caught in the sky. And as you watch it, maybe you guys can tell me just what it was that gave away the fact that this cloud wasn't blending in well with the rest of its buddies. All right, so yeah, like I said, just because you can't see it or you can't get it on video, it doesn't mean that it's not there. Sometimes there are cloaked objects that we cannot see, totally invisible, even to infrared. Some that give off sounds, and others that masquerade as other things, natural things in our skies, such as clouds passing by in the sky. And the next piece of UFO footage I'm going to show you directly correlates with that. So let's get to it. So I got an email from a guy named Doug, and he says, "Hello, Tyler. You showed a craft about 2 weeks ago, I believe, and I think I captured a similar object in Minnesota prior to that sighting. I have been an experiencer since 1992, and as of 2021, I started recording this phenomenon that seems to follow me around." And so, big thanks to the viewer Doug, who sent me a video, actually a couple of videos that he recorded with the same infrared camera that I actually have. And it's called the Psionics Aurora Pro. What I have is the Explorer Edition. It's the most pricey, but it allows you to record not only in infrared, but in color infrared, as opposed to green only. So he was recording the night sky, and he captured a couple of strange objects moving through the sky. And he wanted my opinion, and when I looked at the footage, I thought, okay, this could be something, but some of the other stuff in the footage I definitely was unsure about. So he's filming the stars here, and right at the 1 minute mark, something passes by in the darkness, being recorded in the infrared spectrum, which we are not visually capable of seeing with our own eyes. Okay, so what do you guys think of that? Here's some enhanced and color-corrected analysis here to try to bring this triangular-shaped formation or object out of the darkness here. This is pretty spooky. And, you know, it's kind of hard to see at first, but it passes right over his house to the right very quickly by the infrared sensor. Whatever the thing was, it definitely got his attention as he tries to adjust the camera and capture it. And so now we're going to fast forward in the footage, and this second unknown object that passes by has created a little bit more controversy on the YouTube video of it, from people believing it's this or that. And before we get to that, here is the clip which occurs at the 1 minute 43 second mark, where he describes a, quote, huge triangle craft can be seen passing by from left to right. So here it is. And so the viewer who sent this in, I remind you, he said he's been an experiencer of UFOs and, feeling that unknown things in the sky are around him at times, sometimes cloaked, other times not. Or in this case, what he described as a strange transparent-like object passing by on the camera with lights. It was reflective. And some of you, for this object in particular, you may think, some of you, that this is a flock of birds or geese. And, that was obviously one of my first possible thoughts. But I don't know for sure because I wasn't there, and the footage doesn't show geese. It shows an object that holds its shape basically the entire time. And what intrigues me about it is that if this were a flock of birds or geese, I would expect to see more movement in the video. It almost looks as if something is passing by that may be attempting to mimic a flock of birds or geese or something like that. But the way it moves very still at a very steady pace without slowing or increasing speed. It almost looks like something partially cloaked that may be mimicking something else. Heading over to his YouTube video on this, one viewer stated that the video was a bit freaky because he had seen something almost identical the night before, and that the object he saw was, quote, absolutely huge, and it was V-shaped, but it did not change shape at all and was absolutely silent, which is exactly what is seen in the video that I'm looping over here for you. The guy who emailed me said that he's been around geese all of his life, and that geese do not fly in that much of a tight formation, and he would have heard them, for starters, which he didn't. Not at all. Dead silent. It looks to be moving like a solid object. It's just something's off with this footage. Tell me what you think down below in the comments, and much thanks to Doug. And I'm glad you like that Psionics camera, and I'll put the Amazon link to that down below as well. So the next viewer-submitted UFO footage was emailed to me by a viewer named Garrett. He says, quote, I came across your YouTube vids and decided to send you my videos of an orb that I caught above my backyard. I live in South Louisiana. The UFO was not a plane or a satellite or a planet.
There's another one. Sorry, this is an iPhone 8 or 9. And there was another one. There's just a light there in the sky.
All right, guys, post your comment down below. People who record these things, typically they will know what the sky looks like in their area from night to night. They'll know where the planets usually appear, where the stars appear, and things of that nature. And the viewer who submitted this said that this was not one of them. Beautiful dog. Dog looks totally perplexed. Love that dog. Love that shot of him just staring at you at the end. But yeah, there are hundreds, if not thousands, maybe millions of these little white orbs. Yeah, little glowing pinpoint dots that are so high up in the atmosphere, you would not even know that they're there unless you just picked a random spot and start zooming in where, maybe you'll get lucky. And one of these mysterious static, they're static in the sky. They're not moving whatsoever. And it's just like they're sitting there locked in place. And I just love these types of videos because, yeah, we may not have any detail, but some of these types of footage are the most eerie out of all of them. So far away that you wouldn't even know it's there had you not seen it, and then detecting a second one, or a third. So, big thanks for sending this over. And lastly, today, I want to show you guys a photo that was sent to me via email by viewer Ronald. Really cool little pic here. And he asked in his email, could this be one of the infamous Tic Tac UFOs that we've heard so much about from Commander Fravor and, other fighter pilots, and yet seem to have no footage of at all? But I digress. He says, I took this photo of this cloud, and when I loaded it onto my PC, I noticed this little white Tic Tac shaped UFO. It was taken with my Galaxy Note 10 Plus, but he said he didn't see it. Tell me what you guys think. Wish we had some video or other pics, but sometimes some of the coolest stuff you'll capture on photo or video without even knowing it, and there definitely seems to be a Tic Tac shaped object caught passing by above. So many mysterious things in our skies. Big thanks to everyone who's sending me in footage and images and news stories that they want me to post on. Hope you enjoyed this video. We are definitely not alone. Do not depend on the government or its poster boys to give you the real news, because you will never get it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Throw me a like. Don't forget to follow me on social media. Stay tuned, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next one. Later, guys.